I am here to show you today how to do a brown smoky eye, which I think would be perfect for a first date. It did come out a little bit more dark than I had wanted because I think it's good for a first date to keep it kind of simple, especially for somebody who knows a lot about makeup. It's hard to know what to do for a first date because you don't want to do too heavy, even though you know you're going to look awesome if you put some fake eyelashes on and like really put the eyeliner on. You want the person to actually see you for who you are, I would hope. So this I think is a really good alternative. It's super easy. I really used like maybe 3 or 4 brushes for this and like 3 eyeshadows. So it should be pretty simple for everyone to accomplish. And I think that this is a good video for people who maybe don't know what kind of makeup to put on. It can be hard. It can be hard figuring out what to do for a first date. So I think this is pretty easy. Anyway, so you'll see the face. I already put my foundation on and I already put my concealer on, but you'll see the bronzer and the blush and the eyes. So yeah. I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any feedback at all, leave it down below. Have a great day. Okay, so jumping right in, I'm going to take orange soda from Anastasia Beverly Hills on a big fluffy brush and just put that right above the lid into the crease and maybe right above the crease. This is just going to be a really good transition color for our other shades. I did want to let you know I also did prime my eyes already with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Next, I'm going to take Caramel from Anastasia Beverly Hills again, and we're going to put that on a tapered blending brush and put that right over orange soda, or maybe right under where we started orange soda, into that crease. We're going to start out really light on the edges because you just don't know how much product's going to come off at first, and then just work that in towards the inner corner, as you can see here. We really want to keep blending this out also as best as we can because this is going to be another transition shade for the lid color, and we just want this to look as seamless as possible. Then just using your average shader brush, we're going to dip that into one of my favorite palettes of all time, the Lorac Pro palette, into the color Sable, and this is the color that we're going to put all over our lid. So you really want to pack that brush into the color and then just shake it off a little bit so we don't get any fallout since it is a dark color. And we're just going to work this over the entire lid. You want to make sure you don't want to go too far up into the crease because we're going to blend it out from there, but really just try and get as much color on that lid as possible for right now. Once you get the color on the lid, we're going to take that tapered blending brush again with the caramel color, but we're not going to put any additional color on the brush. We're just going to try and blend it out with the caramel color that we already had on our lid previously, just to make it a little bit more flawless. And then from here, really, it's just a series of steps. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side, put the color on the lid, then blend it out with the tapered blending brush, and then we're going to just keep doing this until you have the desired amount of color on the lid and it looks as blended as possible up into the crease. If you think at this point that you blended the caramel coloring away, then you can definitely put some more on your brush and go in and just put some more above the lid. And then here we're just going to try and blend everything out with, again, no additional product, just that brush from the very first step, and just try and get it as blended as possible. And then we're going to take a short, dense shader brush and dip it into caramel, whatever way you want to say it, and put it right underneath the lash line. We're going to do basically the same steps as the top lid. We just want the bottom to look smoked out as well. The best way to get the bottom of your eye smoked out is definitely with a goat-haired pencil brush that you see here. And we're going to dip that right into Sable, like just straight in like that. And then we're going to put it right on top of the caramel color. And we're just going to keep blending. It's just like that tapered brush. The goat hair is really going to do all the blending. But you just want to keep going back and forth until it looks appropriate. And I promise you won't look like you have raccoon eyes. It will look good if you just keep going right over that line. And you can take that tapered blending brush here that you saw on the top lid and just blend the bottom out even more, no additional product. Then taking a coal black eyeliner, I just wanted to make this a little bit more deep on the edges and give it some definition on the outer corners, the top and the bottom lid. So I'm just going to try and line the very edge, and then what we're gonna do is go in with that short dense shader brush and try and smoke it out, just going back and forth over that liner to make it a little bit more softer and not a harsh black line. And this way too, if you ever mess up with eyeliner or anything, you can take a brush like this and just try and smoke it out and make it look like it was meant to be that way. I didn't like how dark it was getting under that corner of the eye, so I'm just taking a beauty blender and trying to lighten that up with any concealer that might be left on the beauty blender. Then we're just going to repeat the same process on the other eye. And then put the black eyeliner on our waterline just to deepen that bottom lid up again. And then just go in and blend anything out that you think might need it. Here I'm going in with some champagne pop. Unfortunately mine broke, which is such a tragedy, but I'm going to put some right underneath my eyebrows to give a little lift there, and the inner corners just to make your eyes pop a little bit more because we're using a lot of matte shades. Then I'm going to go in with just any mascara you have. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay, I believe. And my secret trick to not get mascara all over your concealer is to take a napkin or a tissue and run it along the lashes, just the tips of the lashes. And here's the final look. I have one hooded eye, so it kind of looks uneven, but I promise you it's not. Then we're gonna go in with bronzer. I'm gonna take my Park Avenue Princess Tarte bronzer, and I'm just gonna try and bronze the face. No real contour today. Just wanna get some bronze on the cheeks and right next to the temples and on the forehead. And we just wanna go with a summer bronzed look, because again, we're not trying to make this a crazy thing. We're just first date. We wanna make it very nice and simple. And then I'm going to switch it up a little bit today and put on some cream blush. Cream blush can be tricky because it can be a little intense. So you're going to put it on the back of your hand and then stipple it out with a stippling brush, again on the back of your hand, just to make sure it's not going to be too much in one spot. You're going to start in the back and work towards the front like any other blush, but you're just going to keep patting it down because it's cream until you get your desired consistency. And then we're going to go back in with champagne pop and just put that right on the tops of your cheeks. Oh, and your nose and your temples and everywhere else, because I love highlighter. And here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you create it for yourself.